Hello, everybody. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day today, and welcome to Warno. Today, we'll be taking a look at a 2v2 game on the map Vertigo that I played the other day. I'm going to be on the left in red using the 4th Motor Schutzen Division, and I'll be playing on the bottom. My teammate, Justinfilation, is using the 39th Guards Motor Streliki Division, and he'll be playing up at the top around Echo. In the blue on the right, we have Markus using the 3rd Armored Division, and he's going to be playing up on the north side as well and going up against Justin. And then on the bottom, going up against me, will be BeerBeer. He's using the 5th Panzer Division, and, well, let's see how this plays out, shall we? So let's hit the go button and hide the panel. Now, the 4th Motor Schutzen Division does get 4 deploy infantry, so I will be able to beat the 5th Panzer Division to the center point, as he doesn't have anything, well, he doesn't have any 4 deploy infantry. He does have some recon but that doesn't deploy as far forward. At the moment, I am a little worried about the 3rd Armored Division being the one opposing me and coming after me with Apaches and rocket Cobras. So I've got a pair of MiG-21s up here coming through and just seeing if they can spot anything. They don't see anything at the moment, so I'm pulling him back. I'm going to hold him in the back until the helicopters start showing up. Justin has also got a plane up. He's got an Su-25 rocket. That's also pretty good for dealing with helos, and now he also has a MiG-23 MLA up. We are starting to see these 2 Apaches and a single Cobra rockets in. Justin's in on one of them, gets one of the Apaches. Here come my 2 MiG-21s. Stun both helicopters. And Justin's Su-25 comes in and finishes off the other Apache, and the Mi-24 AA kills the other Cobra. So we dealt pretty handily with that. Now, on the bottom, I am going to be beating out BeerBeer here, like I said, because I just have the 4 deploy infantry, so he's not going to be able to make it to the town before I do. However, up on the top, since all of Justin's units are in BMPs, they're a lot slower getting to the front line, which is going to allow Markus to get in here and get to the other tree line before Justin can even get up there. And so he's going to be on the back foot from the start, and while we take Alpha, they're going to have secured Echo up here at the top. That is the Echo point, right? Yeah, I am right. That is Echo. On the bottom here, I've just got my infantry going into these towns on the edge of the road, and I've got 4 infantry units laying into that Jaeger Aufklär. Just look at all that fire going into that tree line. A lot of fire there. Then further down to the south, on this little ridge line to the bottom of the point, I've got a recon and a metis team, the little ATGM infantry, sitting in the town, just making sure nothing comes around here. Now, BeerBeer does have a couple infantry units of his own, but nothing that I can't handle there right now. I do go ahead and get the point cap, because I did bring up a 4 deploy infantry leader. So I've got the center cap. Up in the north here, lots of planes coming in from both sides. I've got a MiG-29 coming in, going after these F4s. Don't manage to get that one, but get the second one. And I'm gonna pull my MiG-29 out there. Still, Markus has a tank up here on this tree line, and that's really preventing Justin from being able to push in and secure his tree line. A lot of fire going on down south. Okay, yeah, here's 2 Leopard 1s from BeerBeer harassing my infantry and stuff in the tree lines here. Up in the north, another helicopter in, but an MTLB from Justin is, well, the Strela MTLB is trying to get it. Got one hit, but it's now on a reload. Justin's MiG-23, though, should be able to finish that off, and it does, though it gets tagged by Stinger teams. Justin's up here marking the Stinger teams. I don't know, maybe he's going to try to... Does he have artillery coming in? No, not at the moment. Maybe in a little bit. He's just marking that so he remembers where it's at. Down on the bottom, BeerBeer's being a little careful. He's gotten this recon squad up here, but they can't. He doesn't see my infantry in the buildings just yet. As for me, I've got logistics trucks on the way to resupply my ATGM infantry. And I should have, yeah, here they come, some 100mm pack guns to kind of shut off this open area here from tank pushes. I've got my MiG-21s in for rocket strikes to help out. Get one of the Stingers that was seen and then hit the Abrams, I think, so I hit with that other one. One of my MiG-21s did take a Stinger, but he's going to be able to get out, even though he took some damage. I'm really loving these MiG-21s because they get S-13 rockets, and if you play Warno, they should sound familiar, as those were the rockets the Mi-28 and Ka-50 got. And they could spawn those in at the start of ground games, and they'd one-tap just about anything. Now, in Warno, they are still very good. They recently got a rate of fire buff, or all rocket planes got a rate of fire buff. So now the MiG-21 can get all of its S-13s off in one pass, and it can absolutely delete 11-man infantry squads that are in tree lines or out in the opens. If they're in buildings, it'll still struggle a bit, but it'll stun them and heavily damage them. F4 FHE absolutely deletes my meta squad there, and BeerBeer's got some martyrs with infantry and some tanks falling up behind to try to work this southern ridgeline and see if he can get into the cap. Up on the north, that Abrams is just really giving Justin a hard time. He's yet to be able to deal with it, and it's been hit by like several rocket planes too. Woo! ATGMs that were out for my little MTLB carrying my pack gun, but my pack gun managed to get into the tree line, and now he's going to roll himself into position to prevent any kind of crossing from this road here. BeerBeer's starting to heavily build up in the south. I've yet to really see this because he's got all of this in tree lines at the moment, so I don't know any of this is coming at the moment. Pack gun is up on the north side here, is exchanging shots with the Leopards, and now it's got a Milan firing at it, but ATGMs don't really do anything to pack guns at the moment. Justin making good use of the Su-25 rockets, picking off some infantry squads up there in that tree line, but he's still not able to take control of it. Roland 3 from BeerBeer took a shot at that Su-25 and got one of them. I've got an Mi-8T on the bottom here, and it's shooting at these martyrs and recon infantry that are in the tree line. Now I've got two squads, a recon squad and a Fallschirmjäger squad, working this tree line here, and they're about to run into a lot of pain. AT gun on the bottom, engaging martyrs, got one of them. Oof, that one got popped by that tank there in one shot. Infantry squads have run into the tanks, they've gotten one, but that's satchel infantry, so he can't do anything to that tank, and the AT infantry squad went down. But a Metis team has eyes on that tank, but the tank backs up into the forest and isn't seen anymore. Up to the north here, Marcus is, what's he bringing in? He's bringing in some more tanks and more mech rifles, trying to secure this forest line over here and maybe push into the cap. At the moment, we are ahead on points because I have capped both caps on my side. BeerBeer has capped his, so we're only at a +2, but that's still enough to give us a lead for the time being. A lot of BMPs and a couple T62s over here for Justin, but mech rifles and Bradleys are taking shots at them, and one of them went down there. Justin is getting a command vehicle into his cap, so that's going to give us even more of a lead. but that'll be canceled out here shortly as Marcus has 2 coming for his sides. That plane just got absolutely deleted by stingers. Did get its bombs off though, not sure if it really killed anything, but did cause some damage. Down here on the south, BeerBeer has lots of units on the bottom of this ridge. We got a cluster bomber coming in. Yeah, I can see this Gepard and Leopard 1 right here. I kind of messed that up. I was trying to readjust the target point, and I did it too late, and that caused it to not drop at that time. So I'll make another attempt here in a second with a second cluster bomber. All right, looks like Justin's about to start. Well, he needs to get those stingers out, and there he goes. He probably should have dropped them off back here, because now they're out in the open and they're gonna get torn to shreds by Abrams and Bradleys. My pack gun here, I've got in the edge of the tree line, and I can see that stinger, and he's shooting. What's he shooting at? Oh, the supply truck there, and got it. Here comes my second cluster bomber. This time I was a little better. Face tank the Gepard, get the bombs off, knock out both the Gepard and the Leopard 1A5 there. Still, while that did get 1 tank, that is not going to be enough to stop all of that. However, something that can help with that is these 5 D30s I've got in the back here. F4 going after my pack gun. AA couldn't knock it down in time, so it goes down. However, they do knock down that other F4F. Well, they did get both of them there. The one just up here got its bombs off. But yeah, this is definitely one thing I've really loved. A lot of action going down here on this. I'll talk about that in a second. Rocket runs from from MiG-21s, heavily damaging those Citroens. I really love these MiG-21s. They're very good for taking out helicopters. I mean, they won't kill it in one pass. You kind of need 2 to kill it, or you need to commit 2 on 1 helicopter to like secure the kill. But they'll stun them in 1 pass, they'll stun them in 1 pass for sure. And then they also double up as great strike aircraft after like the early helicopter rushes are done. Those rockets are just really good for dealing with infantry. Excuse me, sorry about that. So like I was saying, one of the things I've been really loving about the 4th Motorschützen Division are these D30, and just Russian decks in general, are these D30s. I'm really loving the towed artillery. It's that higher rate of fire compared to the self-propelled guns that's been really making a difference. And you'll see me use these heavily to stun infantry, and guns like these are really good at knocking out like ATGM teams, other arty or other towed or mortar artillery, and they're also really good at taking out hawks, which is something that's very deadly that came in the recent patch. So being able to knock out hawks reliably without having to like use an expensive seaplane is very nice. And I mean, yeah, when you're buying 5 guns and supply trucks for them, it's going to be more expensive than a single seaplane. But I find these artillery pieces to be a lot more efficient and reliable for knocking out hawk batteries. But no hawks in this game, as neither of these decks have them. Big push coming from BeerBeer, trying to advance down this tree line in the ridge. Artillery coming in, though it's a little off target at the moment. I'm more hitting my own guys with that one. SU-22 HE in for me. That was a miss. I can't remember. I was not targeting the right thing there. Though I do see those stingers come up. And that's definitely something this artillery will be good at knocking out. Let's take a look up here what Justin's doing. Marcus still has the hold of this tree line. Looks like Justin is trying to push through this forest to get access to the point. He's still having some trouble at the moment. lot of aircraft in, and while BeerBeer does have some rolling threes up, they're kind of in a bad position to support this area right here. He would need to have them placed back over here, or maybe on this tree line over here, to really be able to like stop me from getting my planes in. Ooh, and if you just saw that, I just deleted those 3 man-pad squads. I mean, the Fliegerfaust aren't anything great, but I'm still better not having them there and taking pot shots at my planes. Though BeerBeer is making some advances here. He's knocked out all my infantry I had over here and all the MTLBs and tanks that I'd sent up over here. He's got some martyrs, causing me some trouble, and he's got infantry and some 2A3. Well, yeah, 2 2A3s coming up on the bottom here. That's gonna give me some problems. Up here, BeerBeer was trying to advance some recon infantry unsupported, and they're getting torn apart by my AT guns at the moment. Martyrs are spotted by my T55s. Oh yeah, I was plastering some infantry from Markus over here. F4 got in. He did knock out my AT gun up there, but he did lose his plane for that. Artillery in on this Panzer Grin. He's down to 1 HP. This artillery should get him here. I say should, but they're not. Just ignore me. Up on the north, Markus has some more Cobras, and ooh, that one just got sniped by an Igla. Justin's starting to make some progress. He's got 1 squad down here. Still, he's gonna need more than 1 if he wants to retake that point. Plastering that building those Citroens and Jaeger Aufklärer were in. And this pack gun is just plucking away at this 1 Jaeger Aufklärer that's out in the open. BeerBeer's got some 2A3s coming up here now. Because that's just outside of range for the Metis. How close is that? Yeah, they're just outside of range for that Metis to be able to engage him. Pack is still pounding away though. Oh, now it's in range of the Metis. Although the Metis missed. Down on the south here, I took care of most of those martyrs with my T55 AMBTs. While they're not the best tanks for taking on other tanks, they'll happily handle IFVs like the Martyr or Bradley. Still doesn't seem like Justin is making a whole lot of progress up here on the north. He's got a bunch of BMPs and stuff in the forest here. He does have mortars coming up, so he'll probably start smoking this tree line off so he can get those vehicles in closer. As for me, I saw BeerBeer run this infantry back into this tree line. I saw him doing that, and then threw artillery on it. And that artillery just knocked out the recon squad, got a tank, and now it's trying to get the Citroens there too. Got him down to 7 HP. Oh, not gonna get it with that one. SU-22 cluster on a 2A3 down here. Gets one of them. Had another plane up here, but that got smoked. A lot of forest fighting there. I've got some pack guns and more tanks coming up here to try to clear off this ridge line. Artillery support going over to help Justin out. I think I'm targeting this Stinger squad here. They're just, artillery's working their way over towards it. Just landing all around it. Not really getting any hits. Tanks are starting to make my push. I've got 3 advances on a single 2A3 right here. BMPs further up to the north here. I got a pack gun back here to support. T55 AMB2s and well, a bunch of AM. And then some, well, AM2Bs, not AMBT. AM2Bs and then some AM2s. Engaging that leopard as well as infantry in the buildings. Leopard's taking hits, down to 1 HP. Pack gun to finish it off, and there goes that 2A3. My 24 up here. F104, what's he going after? Not sure, but he's dead now. Issue 22 in on these buildings. This was a little late call-in. Was going after the infantry that was there, but they're gone now. Up in the north, Justin has his mortars laying down a bunch of smoke, and now he's got infantry and transports pushing across, being deployed. That smoke is doing a good job in cutting off the line of sight of those Bradleys, of the Bradley and M1HA down there. Down on the south, now that I've cleared out the little town sector over here, or the set of buildings over here, pushing up my tanks. Well, up my tank. I've got another one back, two more back here, but they're being repaired, or were being repaired, until the truck ran out of ammo. Artillery coming in. Good call in there. 2 Leopard A1A1s. Cluster bombers in for them, though. Oh, wait, no, that was further up. Got some martyrs with that, I think. Kind of missed it. Mi-24 is laying down some pain with those rockets. Justin is starting to make good progress here. He's getting his BMPs into the tree line up here. F-15 flying around. Cup's taking a shot. Well, it's missing. Another Su-22 cluster in to deal with these. Well, I think I brought, yeah, here he comes for the Leopard 1A1. Gets both of them there. Way to go. But yeah, see, BeerBeer, he's got his anti-aircraft just out of position. They're too far north to support his southern advance here, and that just allows me to keep on calling in planes in here to just pick off unprotected units. Artillery in, forcing BeerBeer to push up. Another cluster bomber in, to deal with this 2A3. Gets him. 2A3 wasn't able to get out of the area of effect in time. Up in the north, Justin's gotten into this tree line and he's starting to push Markus out. Though that Cobra has something to say about it, that's for sure. Su-25 rocket coming in. He's not going to last long once he gets over. Just look at all those stingers. Somehow makes it out. Oh, he's on very low health. Artillery plastering around that infantry. Mi-24s is shooting at him. And here comes an Su-22. Gets one of them. Another Mi-24 coming up. F4. And Cubs got him with the assistance of the Chilkas down here, getting enough damage on him for the Cub to one-tap him. Bunch of Metis infantry coming in for Justin and their BMPs. And at this point, I've cleared off the southern ridgeline. Gonna push across, set up a defensive line over here, and then I can shift up to help Justin here in just a minute. In the meantime, I do have artillery and planes coming in to assist. Artillery is going after those stingers and those buildings there. It's also hitting that Abrams there. Yeah, this artillery is definitely a big part of my playstyle as the 4th. I bring in 2 cards of 4 single vet, and then I bring 2 cards of these T813 munitions for like 6 total supply trucks. And I'll regularly run through all 6 of them. Just shows how much I'm using that artillery. And I think it's worth it. they can lay down some nice smoke support, and they do definitely get kills. I mean, they're not the like kill everything infantry killers. Oh, that poor Gepard got stunned by the pack and then knocked out by the BRDM. 2 M48s out in the open, getting picked off by ATGMs and gunfire. That one got stunned by one pack and then killed by another. Yep, here comes some motor shoots in and BMP-1s rolling up. Going to be setting up on this ridge line just to prevent BeerBeer from being able to push in through that area. And that's going to secure my point well enough for me to then shift up here to help Justin. Here in a little bit. Artillery is definitely helping at the moment, laying down some pain wherever I'm throwing it. At least helping stun infantry that's out in the open. Justin has his BMPs out in the open here. Well, they're being picked off by these Dragons and Bradleys, but laying down some pain of their own. Oof, those two got stunned from one blowing up right next to him. Fliegerfaust out in the open, getting pounded by artillery. They do get one of my helicopters there, though. Justin's now secured his tree line and is pushing into the corner of the point here. Doesn't have a command up yet. But he should be getting one here shortly. Once he can like clear out the infantry that's right over here, he'll be able to bring in a command vehicle. M1 A1HA coming out and laying waste to the BMPs, and I think there was T8 BB down there as well. Cluster bombers in for me. I'm wanting to knock out that 2 of them just to make sure it goes down, and definitely get them. Stinger teams aren't happy, but there's not as many Stinger teams, so my SU-22s can get out. One of them took hit, the other one got out safely. I definitely have a lot of units down here now, just making sure that BeerBeer can't advance anymore. Up on the north, here comes my T55 wave. I've waited a bit, and now I'm able to spam out all 12 of my T55As. I mean, they're pretty crappy tanks, but when you throw a wave of them out like this, they're definitely tough to stop. I mean, not the best vehicle, but they'll definitely lay down some hurt in enough numbers. I definitely have the numbers here. Meantime, just picking off some stragglers that are popping out of that tree line. BeerBeer has some mortars and artillery back here. I'm going to see that, and shortly I'm going to be counter-battering that. In the meantime, I'm laying into the opposite tree line with artillery, stunning infantry, and doing some damage to that M577 CPC, though it is armored, so it will be able to survive some artillery barrages, and it's got supply truck right next to it, or 2 of them near it, so it'll be able to heal back up. BeerBeer's laying down some smoke screen so he can try to push across here. I am not happy with him using mortars and artillery, so I am laying into it with my own artillery. Nothing like some good counter battery. Oh, here we go. Oh wait, Justin hasn't gotten a command up, but he's got one on the way, I'm pretty sure now. Marcus backed his vehicle out of here. He could have, well, he should have still left it in the corner here to at least stay on the point. This is Justin's artillery. He's got a pair of D20s in the back over here. While they don't fire as fast as my 122mm D30s, these 152mm pack a little bit more punch. BeerBeer's trying to advance now that he's got smoke down, but I've got too many vehicles and ATGMs out over here, and just gonna tear into him as he tries to advance over here. 2A3 out in the open, is surviving now and laying down some good pain of its own. Bunch of M48s running down the road here. They really should just, instead of fast moving, he should have just given them attack moves to get across. Because right now they're side on and they're taking a while to get to their point. Well, longer than they should have. Ooh, I had a cluster bomber come up in here. Not sure what, I dropped it on some Bradleys up here. Oh, well, that's gonna get run down by F-15. I've got MiG-29 in though. Get some hits on him. He's coming around. 10 minutes left in the game. We've got a solid lead. There you go. Good job, MiG-29. Got that F-15. Oh, the smoke's dissipated. That's bad news for those M48s and Martyrs out in the open there. Now they're getting torn up by this one pack that has been doing a whole lot of work. It hasn't really, well, you've seen some of it. He started off at single vet, and now, oh, no, they start off at 2 vet in this deck, yeah. You get 6 of them at 2 vet. But, I mean, he's gotten himself up to 3 vet from just all the kills he's gotten. Here's my wave of T55s up at the top. With some good, exceptional recon BRDMs. Just look at all that fire. Anything they see is just getting plastered. And Justin's got some rocket MI8s and T80 BVs in here as well. I've got my MI24s coming around. Marcus is trying to pull back, but we're just rolling through anything he had in this tree line. Issue 22, wasn't sure if the infantry in that building were dead, so nothing like a bomb strike to make sure. Down on the south, BeerBeer's trying to advance infantry across the open, but I've got tanks and pack guns and my own infantry. That's gonna stop that in its tracks. No threat from there. Though it did keep me busy trying to micro down there, that I was a little slow on getting my T55s moving. One M1HA up here, and that's giving us some problems. It's knocking out Justin's T80s. Another F-15 down here. Took some hits on the way in, but it's way in our backline now, and should be punished. Yep, here we go. I'm punishing it now. MiG-29 in, and that's 2 F-15 kills by MiG-29s. Good job. Cluster bomber in here. It was for that HA. I wasn't microing it though as it came in, so it was kind of wasted. Tanks rolling through to kill this Jaeger off clear. I've kind of split my T55s in 2 now. I sent about half of them over here to clear out the rest of this tree line, and then the other half is advancing up to this next point. All Marcus has up here is a single M1A1HA. Justin's T80 BVs leading the way, and my T55s are behind them. I've also got these BMP recons. What BRMs? They got their little radars on the turret. Gives them exceptional optics. Oof, there goes that M1. He got knocked out by this T55 over here. As you can see, he went up to 3 vet after he started at 2 from getting that kill there. Rocket artillery in here from BeerBeer. This really isn't going to do anything. This is just, he's spawning something to keep hitting me. T55s and T80 BBs going after, and there we go. We got that kill. Both Marcus and I have commands in here. Mark's gonna get his, or not Marcus, what? I guess I'm just tired. Both Justin and I had commands up in here for this middle point here. And we should get moving up into hotel here shortly. I've got my T55s I had clear out the tree line. They're now trying to push across and get into the other cap here from the side. But BeerBeer does have some he's got some martyrs out here, and I wasn't careful here. I let my BRMs get in front of my T55s. Those are getting knocked out, and I'm going to lose vision on all that infantry and BRDMs in there. At least it's going to make it harder to spot them. Still, they weren't going to make it anyway, as my tanks are about to run out of... are going to be running out of gas here shortly. Just so far forward. These T55s down over here. Ran into some mech rifles from Marcus. Five minutes left, but we're +7 at 1,700 points, and we'll be winning this shortly. In the meantime, tanks are continuing to push across. In the top here, I've got my another command coming in to cap this point. Rocket MI8 from Justin, as well as my artillery coming in to help deal with those mech rifles. But here we go. Yeah, my tanks have run out of gas. These tanks aren't going anywhere anymore. They're out of gas. They pushed too hard. They outran their logistical train. Oh, at this point, I had no more logistics trucks to fuel them. And now a 2A3 down over here, gonna pick off my other T55s. Cluster bomber running the gauntlet, going after these Lars 2s just because I can. Got one of them with a supply truck next to it. And that's game. Well played by everyone. Marcus did a great job checking Justin at the start of that game, and he held out really good. It's just I was able to secure my point completely, push BeerBeer off of it, and then I was able to shift up to help Justin push Marcus off the cap. I definitely did lay down some hurt as I got 10,000 kills. Justin didn't do too bad either with 7,000 of his own, but he also took a lot of losses, getting up to 7,200. So, I mean, he had more kills than losses, but it was definitely a slog up there up against Marcus. As for the kill loss, this is showing BeerBeer's here against me. And then we now get down to mine. This is that one pack gun I pointed out that had gotten up to 3 vet. Just look at all of the things he took out there. He definitely paid for himself and then some. That's definitely a great spot to throw pack gun, or if you've got any kind of AT guns as Soviet decks, that's a good little force to throw them down in. Or it also works for ATGM teams or ATGM vehicles. Lots of wide open spaces that vehicles will have to drive down roads to get to you, and you can definitely lay some hurt on them. Scrolling down, Cubs definitely did a good job. Both of them got 3 planes each. Shilka also did some work as well, getting a couple, and he definitely helped secure those Cub kills. Getting down here, we start to see what the D30s can do. They definitely put some hurt on some infantry, knocked out the 155 millimeter towed artillery BeerBeer brought in. His mortars he brought in were self-propelled, so they're gonna be hard to kill with this that type of artillery. Cluster bombers, more D30s, and that's about it. It doesn't show me Justin's or Marcus's kills, so don't get to look at that. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed watching that and definitely got to see how the pack decks can still hold their own even against NATO. NATO's definitely got the stronger decks at the moment, but pack still has some things they can do, and it's definitely one. This is the 4th Motor Shoots, and it's definitely been my favorite pack deck recently. I've been playing it a lot, and I really love it. If you want, I'd suggest giving it a try, and I can throw my deck in the description if anyone's interested in it. Until next time, I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for watching.